According to a coalition of 16 charities, which has written an open letter to the Chancellor, a cut of this size would have a catastrophic impact on disabled people up and down the country, a breakdown in logic. And according to the Office for Budget Responsibility, the average award is almost £7,000 a year.
Hello MV UK and welcome to the channel. It's Pete here. I'm going to bring you an update on Rachel Reeves' proposed budgetary cuts in the spring statement. As you know from my last video, which you can see about here, she was floating to save £6 billion based on all of the headroom from her fiscal budget back in last autumn has been completely destroyed by geopolitics and the current situation around the UK with, I might add, the devastation that Labour, the UK government, are putting into place. They are self-harming on an industrial scale that we have never seen before. So stay tuned because I want to get into this. This is very, very detrimental to people who claim personal independence payments, or PIP, PIP for short, because this isn't an out-of-work benefit. So Rachel Reeves is saying that there are a lot of people out there at the moment that are claiming PIP and they're trapped on the benefit system. They're not. They're shirkers. They need to get back to work and stop messing about and wasting our taxpayer money. That's what they need to do. So 404. So why is this a big deal? Let's hear from one of our media colleagues. Check this out.
The charity Scope claims without PIP, 700,000 more disabled households would end up in poverty, and poverty levels are already especially high in families where someone has a disability.
Thank you very much for that. So that's what we're looking at. Quite a few people, and these are the people that need our help, not people that just can't find a job because they're too lazy. They have a physical disability or a disability of sorts, and they need support. That's not a problem. That's something that we, as empathetic, compassionate British people, we would do. You know, we will support you. However, we won't, in the words of Liz Kendall to quote, they're taking the mickey. Some of them are taking the mickey. So what are we looking at? The PIP benefit is specifically for people aged 16 to 30. Now, what the proposal is to make it slightly more difficult when you switch from being a junior, sub 16, but under 16, into an adult of over 16. They're going to make it much more rigid and difficult for you to transfer that payment over and get secure of PIP. So what I can see is Keir Starmer has pulled into a meeting down at Downing Street. He's pulled in 404 MPs that aren't ministers. So a couple of hundred of them are ministers, so they will be living and working in London. The rest of the ministers, the rest of the MPs will be based locally, near to you at home, and they'll be doing the business from where they are, and they'll come into Parliament for big debates or big votes where they're required by the whip to come and vote. And that is what we are gearing up towards now. And this is fundamentally important. Why? Because listen to this.
Wasn't good enough in there, and there is trouble ahead.
There is trouble ahead, and Keir Starmer can smell the undercurrent. So if you look back, within a month of them taking power, they released their autumn statement, the budget, and they crippled the pensioners. They took away their winter fuel payment allowance, costing them money, only to give that money to illegal immigrants staying in 4-star hotels with dental, with medical, with dental, with allowances, with day trips, with all of the lovely things that you would expect our hard-working, grafting pensioners who have put in a shift in their lives and now they're expecting to relax. They're getting penalised, but that's not what this video is about. Sorry, I digress. I feel passionately about how we absolutely disgracefully treat our pensioners via this government. Disgrace. But let's look. So Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves, more Keir Starmer in honesty. Rachel is oblivious and we'll come to that in a little while. But Keir Starmer is is called these people in because he knows when he cuts the benefits to several thousand people, this is going to kick off. This is going to impoverish so many more people. It is unbelievable. So we've heard the Scope's response. This is the reason they're doing this, the reason they're leaking these little statements and giving the press points and announcing they're bringing MPs in. They know that this is going to torpedo communities across the country. Absolutely nail it. And that's why they're doing this, so that when it comes, they can turn around and say, oh, well, we told you about it. We warned you. So it's not as bad as it is it? No, it really is as bad as it is. Can you not see it? They can't see it. I've got a clip in a minute that highlights that they just have no clue about the detriment that they're doing. At the moment, we don't know how the policy is going to come in, how it's going to rip through our nation, because the Department of Work and Pensions have yet to give confirmed changes to the actual benefit as it is now. We've got a couple of quotes here to read you from Keir Starmer, Rachel Reeves. So Keir Starmer said, the current welfare bill is unsustainable, it's indefensible, and it is unfair. Not if you're on it. It runs contrary to those deep British values that if you can work, you should. And if you want to work, the government should support you, not stop you. Now, I agree with that. I do. You know, I've told you there's going to be times where I agree with, I disagree with a lot of things, and I sometimes agree with things. So, like the other day, just off the subject a little bit, the government are proposing to increase the self-assessment tax threshold from £1,000 to £3,000. So this means if you've got a side hustle with eBay or with Etsy or a YouTube content creator, and you earn money from YouTube or from a side hustle, it's not your main income, you would have had to declare that anything over £1,000. So a good friend of mine, he said, I'm not doing it because I don't want to fill in the form. So £3,000. So that's a good policy. This, however, the PIP payment compression, depression, utter attack is not a good policy. So what does Rachel from Accounts say? She says, we've got to reform our welfare system because at the moment it's letting down taxpayers because it's costing too much money, letting down our economy because there's too many people trapped in out of work benefits, and we've got to support the working people of Britain, and all of our policies are costed and fully funded, and I've got nothing about me other than sound bites and these deliveries. Sorry, did I slip into Rachel Reeves mode there? Poof, shoot me now. Right, so I do think that the problem is going to rip through the nation in late March and early April when this stuff comes to light. And this is why. Because she is completely oblivious. In the cabinet meeting they had to talk about these proposals when they were proposals before actionable items. Apparently only 2 people did not contribute to the discussion about this benefit raid, and the reason for that is because all of the MPs in the cabinet and the wider MPs have all seen the utter kickback from the farmers, the pensioners, the students, the business owners. Pretty much every demographic you can think of has been nailed, with the exception of train drivers and doctors, because they got sorted. Listen to this. This is what Rachel said.
At the end of the discussion, Rachel Reeves turned around and said, well, it looks like we've got everybody backing. We've got cabinet backing for my fiscal rules. Well, I'm told by people who were party to that discussion that was not what it felt like in the room.
Wow, there you go. Oblivious, straight over the top of the head. She's just listening to advisors and bodies and quangos and just not getting the picture on the ground. The real people, you, me, and the guy behind me, real people living in this absolutely nightmare. Can someone stop the ride? I want to get off. But on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Stay tuned. I'm going to keep an eye on this, definitely, because this is going to affect so many people that I know, so many people you know, and it's not funny. This is not an out of work benefit. This is not reducing this is going to force people back to work. You get this to afford yourself to go to work. Home goal. Again, Rachel from accounts, you are clueless.
Wasn't good enough in there, and there is trouble ahead.
All right, in the comments section, let's go. Let me know what you think, people. I'm going to wrap it up there. I don't want to go on more than 10 minutes on such a sorry note. Please do like the video. Do watch another video. There's other topical things going on. I'm trying not to turn this into the American politics show, but it's hard because that's so exciting there, and we've got these people destroying us. But I will keep driving the drive and bringing you the news, views, as I see it, as you need it. So do like, share, comment on the video, and do go and watch another one. Oh, check out the shorts feed, because there's a lot of quotes and captions in there that we're not getting shown on the mainstream media. There you go. I'll leave you there. That's Pete, MVUK. See you on the next one.